We're on a mission to talk to the 100 leading marketing minds in the automotive space. I'm Andrew Street, owner of Dealer OMG.
Matthew Davis here. Why are we doing this? Well, we like automotive, we like marketers, and we like retail automotive marketers. Our goal here is to give you the insights into what these leading marketers are thinking, planning, and doing.
So what happens when somebody from outside of automotive joins an automotive dealership with a relevant background in hospitality? She's created a social strategy that's driving real traffic, generating email campaigns for the dealership that are getting a 30% open rate and turning motorsport events into actual service revenue at the dealership. On this episode of the 100 Marketers Project, I sit down with my friend Adeline Fusco, the marketing director of BMW of Ridgefield and Genesis of Ridgefield, as she brings hospitality mindset, a human voice, and a content-first approach that gets customers and the employees engaged. We break down what's working, what's different, and why the people still beat all these platforms completely. Enjoy this conversation with my friend Adeline. Adeline, it's great to have you on the call. Could you give us a quick intro for your role and where you work and just a little bit of the responsibilities?
Yeah, so I'm Adeline. I work for Keeler, which is an automotive group that owns 8 dealerships, and I'm the marketing director handling our Connecticut locations. So it's a lot of fun. We have a BMW and a Genesis dealership.
All right. What falls under your umbrella as marketing director? Besides herding cats and all the things.
As is often the answer for marketing people, a little bit of everything.
Right.
Our email marketing, any digital marketing, we do have vendors that we work with, but I manage all of them. I have one person on my team in-house who does awesome content, video work, photography. So we're able to do pretty awesome stuff on organic social. And a little bit of troubleshooting, website maintenance, IT issues, all the usual.
But the creative, it sounds like you've got an opportunity to flex some creativity and get involved in the content side of stuff and coming up with some outside the box ideas on what would help drive customers back to the BMW store, to Genesis. So what are you guys doing to are you distinguishing much between working on the brand versus just trying to generate leads and traffic to the vehicle detail pages and stuff?
I mean, traffic is always a big topic of conversation, and obviously everyone wants leads, but we try really hard to make it fun and human. It's a really competitive market where we are. There's a bunch of other dealerships in very easy driving distance. So, why would someone come to us? We like to think it's because we have amazing people and transparency, and for an industry that seems to have kind of a high turnover rate, we actually have a low one. So a lot of our social media is funny, employee-focused content. And we've actually gone to events where people will stop us and say oh, I recognize you. You're in those videos. So that's really gratifying because, it takes a lot of time and effort to do content that isn't stock.
Are you one of the stars of the videos?
No, I like to complain and yell at people for not being willing to do video. And then I'm but not me, ever, never.
At least not yet, it sounds like.
Yeah, we'll see. Eventually I'll have to step up and do what I'm expecting everyone else to do. But it is like pulling teeth to get people on camera. And then once it starts going well and people see the attention that other people get by participating, people start raising their hand.
Okay, that's interesting because I've tried to do it before where I like to show up at dealerships that we work with and go in and start shooting content, and they're really standoffish, or they think I'm a customer, or they think I'm a vendor that's trying to sell them try to get to the general manager. And I'm no, they know I'm here. But I found if I go through somebody who's working at the dealership already to help organize and preface and get people engaged before I showed up, then they'd be more interested in getting on the camera. I know Matthew's done this, and it sounds like you're doing it. Have you found a way to get people more excited about doing it, or is it just getting started?
I think once you get a couple people who have bought in, you're good to go because you see how much fun they're having instead of doing their jobs. But yeah, we have a couple people in the dealership who are always willing to say yes, and people see us in the showroom laughing up to something, and so there's curiosity. But I do think it takes time. It's taken a long time. I've been with the company for a year, and I would say it's been a trickle for most of the time. And in the past maybe 2 months, it's been just huge buy-in compared to previously.
Cool. And what are you getting him to record? You like help kind of script out some ideas before you start shooting?
Honestly, the person that we have, his name's Lomega. He's amazing. He's super talented, kind of handles it himself. Obviously, we'll talk through his ideas, but I think only once have I ever said, like, maybe let's not do that. It's always something fun. And I don't know, some of them truly make me laugh out loud.
Which works. Like if you can get, a little bit of lighthearted humor and things like that, it goes a long way for the organic social. And I like to think the morale at the dealership and, a little bit of skin in the game with things outside of just doing car sales for the sales reps at the store to be able to be a little bit more kooky and creative and getting on camera. And then we could turn that into social ads and things like that.
Yeah, we used to exclusively do pretty much features on vehicles, in the showroom. Here's why it's cool. And whatever, they get the same engagement every time. But I think one of the big problems with automotive is trust. People think it's not a trustworthy business. So when we focus on who the people are and they're good humored and they're normal and they're not trying to scam anybody, I think that really creates a sense like, oh, it's a community. Oh, I can go there and be part of it. Everyone can put a car in the showroom, but having really good people isn't always that easy.
I think it's a good framework. And I've seen companies and dealerships have like, all right, well, every month, X% of our content needs to be focused on people. X can be focused on the vehicles. X can be focused on other things. So that way you maintain this kind of balance so that every month you are still hitting the highlights of, hey, we need to actually talk about what we have. But if that's all you did, you're right. It's just the same story over and over again, and everybody can do that and bringing in your own personal touch. Man, what a difference. And it's like you're building that human trust and connection before they even set foot in the door. You were mentioning traffic and some data that I've seen recently, and I saw this during my time at Trade Penning as well, is that over time, we were noticing that our overall traffic was starting to decline, mostly due to like the zero-click search results, AI search results appearing. Have you guys seen any similar trend with that where like business is still doing well, but like website traffic is decreasing a little bit, or is it neutral, flat, up?
So we actually had this come up a couple weeks ago with another dealership getting in touch, sort of asking like, hey, are you seeing this? We've had a chart that looks like this. And I am proud to say, no, we have not actually seen that. Things have been really strong, and obviously AI has been a topic of discussion, but we've been, for now, staving off that issue by doing a lot of content pages with value that aren't just SEO pages loaded with keywords and no value at all. These are more like blog post style about how to do this or that with your car, what to do in the local area. And I'm seeing the opposite. I'm seeing like trending up on traffic. So
let's go.
Yeah.
Are you finding a difference like between the two brands, between BMW and Genesis, when you're doing like as far as the marketing mix that you're doing?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they are so different. Brand awareness for BMW is good to go. I mean, you basically don't have to do anything, right? So, but for Genesis, it's absolutely the opposite. People don't know what the cars are. They don't know what the value prop is. And so it's pretty much been tons of education, talking about how it compares to other brands, relying on third-party reviews for our marketing instead of posting, here's the car, it's great. I've been trying to do, don't take it from us, take it from a third party. And that's been working. But yeah, everyone I talk to, when I tell them the brands I work with, they say, oh, Yeah, what's a Genesis?
It's like one is one of the most well-known and established brands in the world for automotive, and one is a new entrant in the last few years. Like, oh my God, my head explodes thinking about how you have to manage those differently.
Yeah, and I mean, luckily we do see more and more on the road, and they are having really great numbers, like as a company nationally. But yeah, that's a big challenge. BMW, you can have fun with, here's who we are. With Genesis, you kind of have to be like, here's what we are.
Interesting. Yeah. And educate people versus you already know who we are. Here's some of the cars, come through these channels, and I hope you become an up or a phone call or a lead. But with Genesis, it's like, here's why this is an established brand that has a foothold on not only just like luxury, but quality.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit of a premium price.
Yeah. A lease payment isn't really very compelling when you don't know what you're getting. Is it a good price? I mean, so yeah, we've really tried to focus on the value.
So you mentioned a 2-letter acronym briefly. You said AI. She's like, hold on, I gotta have a drink here real quick. Like, what are you guys talking about? What are you doing? What's working? What's not working?
I mean, usually when it comes up, I say, "Oh God, please don't talk about it." Partially because I don't feel like it's a huge threat at this point. It probably is in certain industries. Maybe it will be for those of us who do marketing, but I think you can tell when people are using it. I think genuine voice is still really valuable. Maybe not forever. Once there's a generation of shoppers who has always had AI, it won't matter. But for now, our customers didn't grow up with that. And I've found, like, I just recently sent out an email that was completely written by me, no chat GPT, nothing. And it performed so well, and people responded and they liked it. And I don't know, you just can't get that with AI. But I mean, it can speed up your tasks when you want to get a bunch of quick headlines or SEO friendly blog titles. So I think there's some value, but I think we hear too much about it. And I don't know. I think there's perhaps people are freaking out too much, and I think investing too much. I see companies pivoting immediately, like, we're AI first. And I don't know why. But perhaps you disagree. I don't know.
We're just here to ask the question. So Andrew's going to change his name to AI Andrew. So I'm not even sure he's real on this call right now. You can tell because his hair's not right.
I didn't have time to style it before this call. Yeah, it sounds like you're doing a lot of copywriting from your end and coming up with are you doing the SEO content, kind of like those content pages yourself?
Yeah, we do them in-house, and I have a counterpart for our upstate dealerships, and he is doing the same efforts up there, and it's working across the board, definitely.
And then with the email marketing that you're doing, are you sending it out to like your customer base or conquest lists or both?
We do a mix. Yeah, the stuff that we send out directly that we actually design in-house goes to our list of people. So, it gets updated with leads every couple months and grows slowly that way. But it's a super engaged audience. I mean, we get really healthy engagement. And then, of course, we do some conquesting through third-party vendors.
What's like a really strong open rate for a email to your customer list?
Like over 30%.
Whoa, really? That's really good. That's great.
It's crazy. It's the BMW store in particular has a really engaged, loyal following.
Yeah, I work
and
with
they'll reply to emails. It's nice.
If we get above 10 with some stores that we're working with, we're not doing the email, but they are. And it's like, if you get over 10%, it's like, whoo, sweet. And then
our
2%.
Some of our dealerships, we get more like 12, 13, 14. But yeah, BMWs definitely, people are loyal.
And they want to hear what's going on with BMW. Like, BMW is like, it's more than just a car. Like, and it's a brand. Like, I've been to the BMW like factory in Munich, and it's like, it's freaking awesome. So like, it makes total sense that they're going to be more engaged because you're buying into the for better or for worse, the BMW lifestyle when you're an owner of BMW. I'm not. It'd be nice, but the Ford Flex in the garage out here will get upgraded someday. But the kids all got to get out of high school first.
Yeah. No, we try not to have it be traditionally marketing every time, like lease specials. Sometimes it's telling a story. Sometimes it's, I don't know, an event that we're doing. We've been doing a lot with motorsport. So we've been talking about that with our clients. We've been hosting events at racetracks, trying to keep it fresh.
So tell us more about that. What does that look like?
It's pretty awesome, actually. It's a really new thing we're doing, but we sponsor a race team. And then we've been also sponsoring the Connecticut chapter of the car club. So they'll do a track day. We'll be there. We invite our customers. You can do ride-alongs in the cars. And it's just a whole nother layer for people who are perhaps driving a car that can go on track, but they don't even realize it. So that's a lot of fun. And we actually took a trip to Atlanta for Petit Le Mans, which was another amazing experience. And we brought along some of our clients, and that was amazing. It's a whole new world for me. I've only been in automotive for a year, and I certainly don't know anything about racing. So I'm soaking it up. But our customers appreciate, it's something different. We're the only motorsport certified dealer in the state. So it's something we're really trying to expand.
And is it you that's helping to organize and set up those events and get the customers to sign up and get time on the track?
Yeah, we do the promotions and the invitations. And then our service department, our service director it's his passion project as well. So he's always there.
So you got a champion. That's really helpful.
Oh yeah.
And is the social media team like showing up and filming everything and turning that into content that you can repurpose and build excitement for the next time? Yeah.
Yes, the two of us are there.
Yeah. I was trying to throw team and like it was kind of getting blurred out there in quotes. Right?
Yeah.
Does this turn into you getting to get behind the wheel and drive around the track?
I have not gotten behind the wheel. I have been in the passenger seat, and I don't know if I would do it again. And that was just a lot, which is nothing. We had the opportunity to do it in Atlanta, but that's like over 200 miles an hour. And yeah, Lime Rock was like 125, and it was
good Lord,
too much for me. So, cool experience. Not sure I need to do it again.
I'm in Austin, Texas, and we've got the Formula One track here, and I've gone to some of the events there on the track where you're riding along with somebody who's a professional driver and whatever vehicle you're in, and they'll send your organs to like the back of your body and your spine against the chair, and it's like, oh my god, this is more intense than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to driving,
have you driven? That's amazing. I have not.
It's so hard. Yes. But it's like you've got a headset on and the guy next to you knows how to actually drive a car on a track, and he'll talk about the apexes and when to turn and hit the brakes, gas. And it's like, it's a lot more complicated than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I'll make one more brief plug for being on a closed course and completely different. But also about my teenagers. There's a class called Brakes, and it's an acronym. I can't remember what it stands for, but it's for when you turn 16 and get your license. It's hosted by this organization, and also they bring in state highway troopers. And it's basically, they let your teenagers drive a car and do all the things that are going to happen to them on the road that you can't practice for. It's like, what happens if you go off the road at 40 miles an hour? What happens if you slam on the brakes and have to like dodge a car? And they let the parents do some of the driving for that too. It was so much fun. Like slinging a minivan through like life and death situations.
Yeah. I will throw in a plug here for that program in Connecticut. The car club is really advocating for, and we're trying to help get the word out. And maybe you can put it in the show notes, because I don't remember the exact name, what they're calling it, but it's that exact thing. You bring your car you learn how to, slam on the brakes, get merged into a flat tire or whatever. And it's, I think it's that's gotta
So
be.
they let us beat up on a bunch of Kias. So that was nice. I didn't have to ruin my car.
Yeah, no, it's a really cool program. I wasn't aware of it until recently, but yeah, they have something like that in Connecticut that we're trying to promote.
Are you finding success with getting these events together and having it be, not these tangible metrics for digital marketing and all the stuff that advertisers look at, but a great opportunity to get good content, get some feel good vibes with your customers and your staff, and potentially get new customers or repeat customers that come back and buy again?
Yeah, it was a little slow at first trying to figure out how to promote it because it's so new and kind of complicated. Like, yes, you can go in the car, you don't have to go in the car, you can come hang out. But by the third event, people were coming up to our table saying like, I'm here because I got an email. And, so there's been growth there. And frankly, there is pretty tangible return because since we are motorsport certified, we can work on these people's cars and not a lot of people can.
That's cool.
It's pretty niche. So yes, we tangibly can meet people and bring them into the fold. So it's great. It's fun. And it is actually business savvy, I guess, to continue to do it.
So you guys you're doing social media, you're doing really just kind of bespoke events, which is cool. You've got digital marketing under your umbrella as well too. Of all the channels where you could spend your time and money, what seems to be working the best for you right now?
Probably the organic social. We've seen, since we've been really investing in not just having nice content, but having really engaging content, we've seen engagement go up. And one thing I hear from people who don't really do social is we need to get more followers, which is pretty much, like a 1% month over month would be really good growth. But when you can get your engagement up and it's non-followers who are engaging with you, that's kind of like getting new followers because you're getting new eyes. And we've just seen like huge numbers of non-following people engaging with our content. And I'm seeing the results on the website. Like it's actually driving traffic to the site, not just, likes on Instagram. So that's been a nice surprise.
Are you figuring out like a posting strategy that's helping to get non-followers to engage? Are you doing hashtagging or any of that kind of stuff?
Posting more frequently, which I used to think was a mistake, that you would drown out the feed, but we've been doing daily videos and it seems to be working. The algorithm isn't angry at us, and engaging with our followers too. So, Lomega spends the first little chunk of the day responding to comments, commenting on other people's posts, liking content that's relevant. And that process, again, slowly builds engagement.
Yeah, it's definitely a job to do all that.
Yeah. Oh, no, it totally is. I got my start in just social. And now I do a lot more things and have handed off a lot of the social media, which at first was hard because it was the thing I liked doing the most. But it's great to see someone who's talented taking it over and running with it. So, and nice to see it still moving.
Making it cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had this come up in my position because we just do social with dealers is a lot of our focus. And like older principals and things like that being like, hey, you guys have been doing this for a couple of months, but these people that have this other comparable store in a different market have twice as many followers or twice as many fans. And you look at it and you're like, that's not our goal. Like we get maybe 2% of those people will see the post. 1% of the people will see the post. I want to pay and go through the feed. But something that I'm finding that I think is working well from like a business savvy sense and translates to that growth of followers is like after somebody purchases, especially, or just go after everybody who's purchased from you in the past with like an ad that says to like our page. Just like, hey, follow our page for exclusive deals or for, content from the dealership you bought from. And then that way we can see them come in at maybe 50 cents a person, which costs money, but it's still getting a lot of exposure, and it's moving this needle in a way that sometimes the dealer wants to see with followers.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
It's something to consider. Yeah.
So Adeline, of all the vendors that you're working with right now, there's probably quite a few. Like, which ones are that you enjoy working with the most, whether it's because the product is amazing or because it's a great team, or both? Or none, maybe none at all. Maybe you hate them all. That's fine too.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, I had never worked with so many vendors. When I interviewed for this role, one of the big things was we need help managing vendors. There are so many, and I had done that to some degree. And so I was like, yeah, that's fine. But I was surprised to discover just how many options there are and how every, service has certain people that do marketing and direct mail and retargeting. And I was blown away. I was like, whoa, can someone just give me a list of every company that you work with? Like,
here, let me hand you this library book.
Yeah. So we've trimmed it down. I think, I don't know. There's been some great people that I've worked with. We have a rep with Constellation named Delaney, and she's great. We've really enjoyed her. And of course, Dave has been great too from Dealer OMG. So
great.
I have to put the plug in there.
He's a good dude.
I get so many cold calls about this and that platform and how it's better than every other one. And he managed to get me to not say, no, please, no. And we ended up chatting, and I mean, he was totally on the same page. Like, everybody's social looks the same. He got it. And I really enjoyed that conversation. And we did end up working with him because there was value there. So yeah, it's nice when you meet people who have passion for it, and it's not just like logging in and being like, okay, you got 20% clicks on this or that. And,
Yeah, it's like, here's a line graph, and here's why what you're doing is bad, and here's why what we're going to do is good.
Right.
And versus, hey, let's think a little bit more creatively on having our store stand out.
Yeah.
And we've got some experience with Genesis, and here's a few things that we're seeing from our end that's working.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we're wrapping up 2025 here. Is there anything you're thinking about for 2026 you want to experiment with or test?
Yeah, we're actually right in the middle of working on a big branding campaign for the parent company, doing stuff that we haven't done in years and years. Traditional print billboards and, transit marketing. It's all very exciting to me because we just haven't done it at all. We always say no to that stuff because you can't really prove a return and it's expensive. So it's been a lot of work finding vendors and making a plan and picking where the billboards are and looking at Google Maps and Street View. And, but yeah, that's starting 2026. That's going to be a big thing.
That's cool. What changed?
With expansion comes the need for experimentation, I guess. So we're going to try. But I think it'll be fun.
Remind me, do all the dealerships have the same name? Like, as far as the brand, or is it all? Because I know you guys have done some acquisitions.
Some of them do, some of them don't. So that's part of the branding campaign as well. Keeler as a brand is very well known in upstate New York. They've been there for almost 60 years, and it's just like a known group. And down in Connecticut, not so much. So that's really what we're working on, is bringing that known legacy quality of the brand here so that it kind of ties together, because people know the individual dealerships, but the parent company doesn't have a whole lot of awareness. So as we expand, we're kind of trying to bring that down here.
Yeah, and I like it that there's more plays that you can start doing once you start growing that corporate kind of that mothership footprint, to pulling all the pre-owned inventory together and starting to do options with that, or doing recruiting and doing some other things through just the the parent page or the
Mhm.
the corporate page
Yep,
to be
and
able
that's
to really
been a
keep the
big project
branding
too.
going.
Yeah, we've completely redone the parent site in preparation for things changing in the new year. So getting all the inventory feeds, getting all the dealerships on one place, making it clear that we're in multiple states. There's a lot of challenges when you're working with templates. So it's been a lot of hours put into this project. But yeah, having scale to play with is great for everyone. Having more
Absolutely.
cars, having more budget. I mean, it makes everybody.
How are you thinking about the message that you'll go? So if you're thinking about a branding campaign, is it just slapping the name on everything, or is there a value prop you're trying to communicate through these bigger branding campaigns? Just how do you go about it?
No, just slapping the name.
Just slapping the name.
I mean, we're trying to think about how to say, we're new here, but we're not new. And also trying to have a little bit of fun with it as we're getting new brands to work with. And I don't know, we talk about it a lot, but definitely the value prop is legacy, quality, reputation. Just you don't know about it, but now
Right.
you will.
Let's just workshop it right here. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right now. No, I don't want to do it. It would.
I
I'd say
love a
something
good
terrible.
brainstorm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Well, Adeline, so you came from healthcare, right? Before you
Hospitality.
hospitality,
The other
that's
big
way
H.
different.
Yeah.
Little bit different. But
Another
it sounds like you were doing marketing with hospitality.
Yeah. I was with a restaurant group, and then I was with a specialty foods distributor that worked with restaurants, obviously. But it was really pretty cool because they worked with every Michelin star restaurant in New York is a customer of that company. So I got to see a lot of cool kitchens and behind the scenes. And then this is my foray outside of hospitality, but the truth of it is it still is hospitality because you're selling an upscale product to somebody. It's going to be what they use every single day, and you want their experience in the store to be something elevated. If you can make it that way, that's how you set yourself apart. So we actually do talk a lot about hospitality when we're talking about how we treat customers.
And that's where you have a unique set of skills.
Ooh.
That's
You
from
just go,
outside of
what,
auto.
Mr. Burns right here?
Yeah. No, I do. I like it when people are coming into auto from outside of the industry. They just bring in like a new perspective and how to translate, their experiences from a different industry into auto.
Amen.
Yeah.
It's one thing and extremely valuable to have a lot of automotive experience. And there's a lot of chest pounding, like I've been in automotive for 40 years. Right. And there's also you have to have people coming in fresh from the outside as well too.
Yeah. It's interesting how many people have come from either, some sort of hospitality background, a lot of ex-restaurant people in this business, which has been fun to discover. But yeah, a lot of people, this is like their whole life. They've been doing this forever. So it's fun to be in a new industry. It's been a learning curve. It's totally different. All the brand compliance that I've never had to deal with before.
The least exciting part.
Yeah. Before it was like, is it the right color? Is it the right font? Now it's like, oh my God, we got to submit it. Is there enough spacing around this and that? And so, but I've got it all figured out.
You really got to watch your padding and your kerning now.
Yeah. It's very important.
That's my language there. Yeah. And to, come in and have those people who've been in the industry for a long time, I think, and be able to talk with them and really get to learn the auto industry, I feel like is a pretty steep but fast learning curve.
Yeah.
Because it's not intuitive about how dealerships make money or what's important to the dealer and what's profitable and how can you sell cars at a loss but still stay in business and manage a relationship between vendors and manufacturers. And
you've got fixed ops, which was a whole nother like once I had gotten some understanding of sales, then it was like, oh, then there's
It's like, oh, by the way, there's this whole other part of the business that actually makes a ton of money that nobody talks about.
I was totally blown away when I got introduced to how all that works. So yeah, it's definitely a learning curve. I just ask a ton of questions and interrupt meetings and say, I'm sorry, what is that abbreviation? Or can you explain that again?
Like
AVR,
the fixed absorption rate is below 50%. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, that's how much the service department makes that can cover the profitability of the dealership. I get it, sort of. Okay, here's what I think we can do from marketing's end, and that's to use our database, and let me see what we can do to help make sure we're doing what we can to own our customer base.
Yeah, well, I think marketing can help in sometimes ways that people don't think of. So I'm always wanting to understand, like, how do you convert people on your side, and on the flip side, everyone thinks marketing can fix everything, which is not the case, but we could do things if we understand what the pain points are.
Well, when it breaks, it's marketing's fault. So just go ahead. As long as we're all in agreement on that.
Yeah.
When you miss your numbers, it's marketing's fault. Hey, we're numbers through the roof. Good job, sales team. Let's go.
I'm sure you've seen the meme of the Spider-Man pointing at each other. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, those are all marketing. Well, Adeline, it's really cool to hear about this last year, about what you've been up to, and it sounds like you've been able to expand the role outside of just managing vendors.
That's been fun. Yeah, no, that's not the lion's share of my time anymore, so that's nice.
So is there a way people should follow you or anything like that? Are you active?
Am I personally?
Yes.
I used to be very active, but no, not so much anymore. But I occasionally post. Instagram is the only place I use anymore. So it's my name, Adeline Jessica, all one word. And
all right.
Certainly follow the parent brand as we try to expand. Check out the website. We're putting a lot of work into it.
You talked about the social media content being great. That's my first thing to do here after this. So
thank you.
Keeler. Well, thank you. And it was really great catching up.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed this conversation. If you did, please subscribe to the show. It helps us get out to more people like you. And if you know somebody, or you're somebody that's a sharp marketer in automotive, please reach out to us. We'd love to feature you on the show. Reach out to Ashley at dealeromg.com.